Good morning! I'm in Plopsaland de Panne. It is one of the easiest theme parks to get to from the UK in Europe, and it's an amazing little park. It doesn't matter if you've got slightly older kids or younger kids, there is something for them here. It's got an incredible roller coaster called Ride to Happiness, which I'm going to show you. Another great launch coaster, loads of junior coasters, a woody, and loads and loads of flat rides. It's a really nice little park. You could even do this in a day trip if you wanted to extreme day trip it. It is possible if you live in the southeast of England. So I thought I'd show you around so you can decide if you fancy coming here or not. I just love hopping over the channel and coming over to a European park. It just gives you something different to what you get in the UK. It's like the main entrance square here, loads of good facades. You got the fountains. It's really pretty, it's really well done, and these facades are so clever because they just make you feel like you're enclosed when you're really not at all. I could be walking down a Parisian street. We came here today for a very important reason, and it's to get on the roller coaster that every enthusiast has raved about who's been here. You cannot miss it. It is absolutely a reason to come here alone. The Ride to Happiness spinning launch coaster, so you not only have two launches in it, you spin, you free spin all the way around it. It's got onboard audio, so when you're sitting in the train, you've got this soundtrack blasting in your ears. It's so disorientating. Every single ride you have on it is completely different. There's loads of airtime. It is incredible, and I'm so excited to get on it. Just looks absolutely stunning as well. Can we just normalise putting playgrounds next to your really big thrill coasters, please? Because as a parent, I find it very, very useful when you're having to swap with your partner. It's amazing that you've got somewhere nearby to wait with your little one where they can have a bit of fun. They do it at Drayton Manor, they do it at Efteling. It's great, let's do more of it. Everyone obviously talks about Ride to Happiness here, and Anubis is the other launch coaster, but they also have a pretty good woody which doesn't look much from the ground, but when you go on it, it's actually quite intense. This is the first drop up here, and it really banks around at the bottom. It's a really good fun ride. The throughput's a little bit slower than on the other coasters, so it's got the biggest queue out of all the coasters today, but I love a woody, and I think that's a really good one. It is quite intense, so I wouldn't say like bring your kids on it for their first roller coaster experience. I'd maybe work them up to it because it does shake you around a bit, but what a load of fun it is. One of the things that really strikes you when you come to a lot of European parks is just how many little flat rides there are. So even though this is quite a small park relatively, I mean something on the scale of Efteling is so much bigger, this is so much smaller to walk around, but they've still got so many little flat rides dotted out around the park, which really helps with their capacity on the roller coasters. But also it means when you are coming with younger children, there's loads and loads that they can get on, which I always really appreciate. Very ornately themed little teacups ride over there in the conservatory. Very cute. Look at it. So cute. Absolutely love a classic teacups. It's really nicely themed. I bloody love these things. Little like balls of ice cream and ice lollies, they're amazing. A lot of these European parks have this kind of like whimsical European theme, but I really love it, and they really look after them. There's loads of greenery and planting and stuff around. It's just really nice. One thing I will not be going on is this. Look how tall it is, a starflyer. I don't do heights. I think I've made it quite clear. I don't like heights, even though I'm a roller coaster enthusiast, and that is my idea of hell. Swinging around at a really tall height. No thank you. No. I do currently have a bit of a one-woman campaign to get rid of battle galleons at Alton Towers, bring back the swans, because no one likes battle galleons. Like, when do you ever see anyone getting excited about going on battle galleons? Never, because it's terrible. And I'm really pleased to say at Plopsaland they brought back the swans, or maybe they never got rid of them. Slightly different to the ones at Alton Towers. These are actual pedalos, and you kind of go on them for as long as you want. But look how great they look on the lake, and with a pirate ship in the background. This is what I was saying. They've taken the blade away. Let's put the blade on the lake with some swans, and then if we just get Rides Happiness in the background as well, that'd be great. Thank you. Anubis here. It's one of the other big roller coasters. You can't tell from here, but just around that corner is a launch, and it's actually quite powerful. It takes you by surprise. It's not a really long one. It's quite short and sweet, but you do get a kick out of it. If you imagine like Rita, it's kind of that level of force. It's a really good fun little ride. We've come on a Sunday today, and I was expecting it to be quite busy, especially as it's like the Sunday before Easter. The weather is nice. The park doesn't feel that busy to me. I expect it gets a lot busier in the summer, but right now it's really nice. And I have to say, all the operations have been fantastic as well. The Ride to Happiness is on 2 trains, which it isn't always. Anubis is getting the trains out super quickly. They're not stacking at all. So I've been really impressed by that. Off it goes. As I said, Anubis, one of the 2 launch coasters here at Plopsaland. I think it's a really good, fun, intense little ride. You've just had your first ride on it. What did you think?
Hello. It's good, yeah. It's a good little coaster, actually. Throughput's really quick, actually.
It's got a really punchy little launch, hasn't it? It kind of takes you by surprise. You come out the station, you go around the corner, and you're right on the launch. It doesn't stop and hold you.
You just roll into it as well.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, what's going to happen here? But then you see it in the tracks, you're like, poof, off you go. It's actually
right
pretty good.
Into a bit of a top hat. It's really fun.
It's really good. I was looking at it on the ground thinking, this is going to be a bit rough. But no, it's actually really nice, actually.
Yeah, because you complain about the Smiler being rough, which is another Gerstlauer.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And especially with the over-the-shoulder restraints, you just think, I'm going to rattle around like Infusion, my favourite roller coaster, by the way.
Says no one ever.
Yeah, but no, it's really good.
Do you know the only thing that I really didn't like on that was there's a trim brake just as you get towards the end, and you really feel it. It like stops you in your
in front of your restraint. You're like, why have you done this to me?
Yeah.
It's just for this bottom right-hand turn where you're only going to pull about another half a G if you're lucky. Just turn it off.
He is the G-force expert, by the way. I don't know if I've said it on YouTube. We do a lot on TikTok about G-forces because he's a fighter pilot. But yeah, we like to see what each roller coaster is pulling, and that one's quite punchy, wasn't it? 4.1?
4.17?
Yeah.
4.5. Somewhere in the 4.1s to 4.2. It's a pretty good coaster, actually.
Yeah, just take that trim brake. I know roller coaster enthusiasts hate trim brakes anyway, but that one is particularly noticeable. So this is the inside area of the park as well. Good if it's raining. Always like it when parks consider different weathers. And we are in northern Belgium, so you know the weather is pretty similar to the UK. But in here there's some rides and attractions, somewhere to eat. It's really good. This is really what we need more of in the UK. It reminds me a little bit of in Fantasy Island. Actually, Fantasy Island's a bit bigger than this. They've got a really good indoor section. But why don't more theme parks in the UK have big indoor sections like this? It works so well. It's so pretty. On these rides in here is just awesome. This is like your little rocking tug, which is always themed to a boat. This one, themed to a log. I like it. This is why I say this park is great if you've got younger children as well as older ones. Obviously you've got the Ride to Happiness, which is just an incredible roller coaster, but my 4-year-old could literally spend all day in here. Like, it's just awesome, and this is such a tiny part of the park, but there's so many little rides and attractions in here. There's play area, there's a massive ball pit over here, a huge slide. It's epic. I can't believe we don't have more of this stuff in the UK. Love it in here. I think it's amazing. I love that they've thought about a really immersive, well-themed indoor ride area. Top tip for you as well, there's a Costa machine in here. There's a lot of little coffee machines around the park, but they're just like unbranded coffee. Costa in here, and you can get an iced one. Not too bad prices either, like 550 euros, which when you translate it back to pounds, probably about the same as what you just pay at any Costa in the UK. It's not even really marked up on the theme park price. It's a lovely day, the sun is shining, we're having a great time. It's just a really nice park, isn't it?
It is splendid. Loads and loads of things to do. Like,
there are so many rides.
They're ridiculous. Like, so many, like, not just kids rides, flat rides, everything, loads of it, like, all the family can get on.
Yeah.
It's really well set up, this place.
It's really good. It really soaks up queues, and it doesn't seem busy. There are definitely more younger kids here than older kids, which is why I think the big attractions like Ride to Happiness and Anubis haven't got queues. Like, they are walk-on, which is crazy.
Family coasters are busy here, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bigger queue for the frogs currently than there is for Ride to Happiness, which is a bit crazy.
Frogs are wicked, right?
They are intense, but there's just so much here. It is so worth hopping on that boat and coming over the channel. Not sure exactly what to say about that. Theming. If you've ever been to Efteling, there are lots of similar things here, like similar ideas. It feels similar in a lot of ways to like a condensed Efteling. Not quite as impressive, but very kind of whimsical. They go in for that a lot over here. There's not many theme parks where you can come and pet a goat in the middle of them, but you can at Plopsaland. Oh, look at them! They're awesome. They're so cool. It's a little petting farm. Hello. It's kind of crazy to me that 1 minute you're petting a goat and then the next you're getting on Ride to Happiness, one of the best roller coasters in Europe, if not the world. But there you go, that's what you get here. Another little themed area. This one's all circus themed. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rides in a really small space. This is what I mean about them just having loads of attractions which just soak people up. It's so cool. I mentioned at the start of this that this is one of the easiest European parks to get to. It really didn't take us that long, did it? And we live in the middle of nowhere. We live in Lincolnshire, which takes forever to get to anywhere because we have no dual carriageways. But basically, we just drove down to Dover. Or you drove down to Dover.
Yeah, I drove down to Dover.
I'm the passenger princess.
It's a really easy park to get to when you sat in the passenger seat.
Yeah, very. Which, I mean, getting to Dover's Dover. If you live really close to Dover, then that's the main pain of this journey taken away from you. We jumped on the boat to Dunkirk. You could go to Calais, but Dunkirk is about half an hour closer, and I just prefer going to Dunkirk because you get a little bit longer on the boat, and it's just not as hectic as it is going to Calais.
It's really easy to get off at Dunkirk as well.
Yeah, you're straight off, you're straight on the road, and it's literally 25 minutes down one straight road, isn't it? And how nice is it driving in France?
Oh yeah, dual carriageways in France. I love it compared to the UK. People know how to use the overtaking lane. It's
Here
amazing.
we go, lane discipline.
Anyway, but yeah, super easy to get here.
It was literally 25 minutes from Dunkirk ferry port. We actually stayed overnight last night at a hotel just because we're doing this as part of a bigger trip. But you could do it in a day. If you live near Dover, you could jump on a really early morning boat, get over to Dunkirk, 25 minutes later, you're in Plopsaland, stay here till park close at 6, 25 minutes back, get on the next boat after that, and you'll be back in the UK for sleepy time.
You've got to factor in at least half an hour to an hour though in a hypermarket to get
you do have to spend some time in a French hypermarket. Yeah, we were doing the typical British thing of what's the cheapest bottle of wine we can find, €1.50.
But it's all drinkable. It's all lovely.
Put it in the basket. I highly recommend you getting over here, jumping on that ferry. I think the ferry for us, because we're doing this as like a 3-day trip, was 140 quid, but that's your car and all your passengers. You can do it in a day trip for, I think it's about £80 return to Dunkirk. Have a look on the DFDS website. It's well worth it, honestly. This park is so much fun. Things you do for your children. I don't like heights. My preschooler has decided she wants to go over this kind of adventure play netting, which goes over the water and where the super splash is going to splash. So if I get soaked, I'm going to be raging. This is a lot more wobbly than it looks. And for someone who doesn't like heights, this is testing my limits. Preschooler, however, doesn't care. Let's not. If you are coming here to specifically ride on Ride to Happiness and you want to get on it first in the morning, doesn't always open at park opening. Sometimes it's a bit staggered, but this morning it was open at 10. You want to make sure you head down this way to get to Ride to Happiness as quickly as possible. I always find when you come to a park for the first time, you're never quite sure the best way to go. This is the square and you want to head down that way and you'll get there very quickly. We are so lucky today. It's been a walk on all day. I don't know why. I expected it to be busy with it being a Sunday, but it just hasn't been. And I've had so many, I think I'm up to about 10 rides on Ride to Happiness today, which is insane. I've done the front, I've done the back. Absolutely prefer it at the back, but any seat on that ride is a good ride. And like I said, every time you go on it, you get a totally different experience because it's free spinning and you're so disorientated. The music is pumping. It's just an awesome, awesome ride. It is reason enough to come here. You do not need another reason to come to Plopsaland de Panne. Get on that roller coaster. You will not regret it, trust me. So there you have it. That was our whistle stop tour of Plopsaland. I really recommend you jumping on the boat and coming over and trying it for yourself. You could do it in a day trip. You could be leaving now just after 6 and heading back to Dunkirk. It's 25 minutes down the road and you could be getting on that ferry back to the UK. We are heading to Phantasialand, so we're going the other way, but it's more than achievable for a quick day trip or even just coming over here for, you know, for one night and then heading back. Two things which I always like to point out. Yes, they do parent swap, baby swap, whatever you want to call it. At Plopsaland, they say that you all queue up together for the rides. One of you stays on the platform with the little one who's not riding, and then you just switch basically at the platform. So that's how they do it. And also, when you're booking tickets, look out for the family ticket if you are coming with kids. So it works out a lot cheaper than booking individually. There's two types of tickets that you can book on the website, dated and undated. The family tickets are only in the undated section, but they still work out a lot cheaper if you are coming with a couple of children. So definitely take a look at them. Make sure you do it. It's a great little park. I've got loads more theme park stuff on the channel. Go and have a listen to some of our podcasts. See you soon.